It's Thursday, the 27th of November, 2025. Welcome to the Fast 5 Business News by Fear and Greed, where we give you the top 5 business stories you need to know in just 5 minutes. I'm Michael Thompson, and good morning, Sean Aylmer.
Good morning, Michael.
Sean, 5 big stories in 5 minutes. Let's go. Story number 1, not great news. Anyone hoping for another interest rate cut is going to be deeply disappointed this morning after a jump in inflation pretty much wiped out any chance of the Reserve Bank changing monetary policy anytime soon.
I'd even go further. If inflation figures like yesterday's keep flowing through, then we'll be looking at rate rises. Headline inflation accelerated to 3.8% last month in annual terms, well above the Reserve Bank's preferred 2 to 3% target range, above the September reading as well. Housing and food were the main contributors. Now, housing, that's mostly because a lot of those rebates for energy actually fell out of the system. That pushed up housing prices. The underlying rate, which takes out those more volatile items, came in at 3.3%, still above the Reserve Bank's target, above expectations, higher than last month. Just not much to like about yesterday's Bureau of Statistics figures. Services inflation is really important because it's much harder to get down than goods inflation. Well, that's rising. Even outside energy costs, other housing costs continue to lift. That's front and centre when it comes to the cost of living pressures.
Now, this kind of data always has an effect on markets and things, particularly when it's quite unexpected. What was the reaction yesterday?
Well, basically, bond markets now reckon there's about a quarter or like 25% chance of a rate cut by the middle of next year. Ahead of yesterday's figures, it was about a 50% chance, so they don't reckon there's much show there. The Aussie dollar jumped, which means people think that the Aussie dollar will rates will be relatively higher versus US rates. Federal Treasurer Jim Chalmers tried to sort of put a positive spin on it, but what can you do? He said inflation's higher than the government would like. Fair enough. Afterwards, all these market economists came out and said, we reckon that there's going to be rate hikes next year.
Yeah, ouch. Okay, moving on to story number 2 now, Sean, and the gap between the best and worst super funds in terms of servicing members is widening, according to regulators, a situation that's really become quite critical because there's 2.5 million people expected to retire over the next decade.
ASIC and APRA yesterday released a review of the super sector and warned that too many super funds have put retiree savings at risk because service levels remain poor. It's particularly relevant because so many people are approaching retirement and need help. Now, a few years back, the government introduced legislation that forced funds to come up with strategies for their retiring members. Those strategies and advice are supposed to help members when they retire and know what to do with their money after the age of 65 or whatever. Some super funds are doing much better. That's the good news. However, others aren't, and the gap between the good and the bad is widening.
Yesterday, Sean, story number 3, Harvey Norman reported solid sales growth, while online retailer Temple & Webster has well and truly disappointed, continuing the run of very mixed results for retailers.
Harvey Norman posted 9% increase in aggregate sales. That's from July 1 to November 20. Operates all over the place, Harvey Norman. Australia, New Zealand, Slovenia, Croatia, Ireland, UK, Singapore and Malaysia. It triggered a big jump in Harvey Norman's share price yesterday. Other side of the story, Temple & Webster. Big jump in revenue, 18%, but less than expected. Its share price fell 32.3% yesterday. Ouch. Funny thing about Temple & Webster, December's normally a great month for retailers, not Temple & Webster. People are out buying Christmas presents, not buying tables and stuff like that.
Makes sense, I suppose. Story number 4, one for the travellers, Sean. Flight Centre Travel Group has launched a new national loyalty program offering points on travel bookings across its brands and more than 300 partner companies. It's quite big.
Yeah, so it's free to join, allows members to earn World 360 rewards on flights, hotels, cruises, tours, retail partners, all that sort of stuff. No blackout dates. You can stack the rewards so you can get the frequent flyer points as well as the World 360 points. Okay. Now, I'm not suggesting it's a good or a bad idea. I'm not promoting Flight Centre. What I am like about this story is that consumers at the moment can shop around and get some really good benefits. Obviously, we're in the middle of the Black Friday, Cyber Monday sales. But even beyond that, because of the competition in retail at the moment, some really good deals, loyalty programs, that type of thing coming up.
Yeah, and Black Friday sales on international airfares too, Sean.
That's another one, Michael. You were upset about that because you were trying to buy some for your time and that was a blackout period.
Yeah. In fact, the flights were more expensive, but I'm not going to talk about it, Sean, because it just gets me far too cranky. Last one, story number 5. This is a story that you will be telling everyone about at work today because it's a cracker. A parking inspector and his wife have been arrested on suspicion of embezzling more than €1 million, or about $2 million, from a small German town's parking meters.
The municipal employee is thought to have taken coins out of parking meters in the town of Kempton on, and the quote is, on numerous occasions. $2 million worth of coins, many occasions. Placed them in a bank. Basically, the local institution, the credit institution, got a little bit suspicious because these two kept wandering around putting all these coins into different banks' accounts. The inspector faces charges relating to 720 alleged incidents of theft. His wife, something similar. Police searched office premises in the early hours of 24 November. They came up and they arrested a 40-year-old man and 38-year-old woman. Not clear how long it might have taken the couple to accrue the sum, is what the police said. $2 million in coins.
Oh, extraordinary. There we go. The top 5 business stories in 5 minutes. Thank you, Sean.
Thank you, Michael.
It's Thursday, the 27th of November, 2025. Remember to hit follow on the podcast. And if 5 minutes just isn't enough, you can find our longer daily show called Fear and Greed wherever you listen to podcasts. And as well, head along to fearandgreed.com.au or check the link in today's show notes to sign up for our free daily newsletter. I'm Michael Thompson, and that was the Fast 5 Business News by Fear and Greed. Have a great day.